Okay, in this video, we're going to solve problem 7a from section 11.1 of your book. The diagonal of a rectangle is the square root of 29, and the rectangle's base is 2. Find the area of the rectangle. First, let's draw our rectangle. I have one stored in my clipboard. So with this rectangle, let's fill in the diagonal. Mark it as the square root of 29. And since the rectangle's base is 2, remember that base isn't necessarily the bottom or the side, or the height isn't necessarily the side. It's just we like to reference it that way because it makes sense to us in our world. But there's nothing wrong with saying that this on the right side is the base. We then need to solve for the remaining dimension so that we can find the area of this rectangle. Well, what kind of triangle do we have here? That, of course, is a right triangle. Remember, it's a rectangle, so every angle is a right angle. So bells should be going off that we need to use the Pythagorean theorem. Let's write that out. X squared plus 2 squared equals the square root of 29 squared. This means that x squared plus 4 equals, what does that equal? The square root of 29 squared, of course, is 29. The square root of any number squared is the number itself. This means that x squared equals 25, and x is the square root of 25, plus or minus. But we're dealing with geometry here, so we don't need to worry about that. And so that equals 5. Okay, so our area then is base times height, which is 2 times 5, which of course is 10 units squared. Even though we're in geometry, sometimes we do have negative numbers, but when you're dealing with a side of an object, we don't use the negative. And there you go.